Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash entitled parents. In today's episode, does anybody else have a high pain tolerance because their parents never took their pain seriously and everything was brushed off so easily? My Sayel is stealing from me and using her baby as an excuse. Final update, I didn't tell my father and stepmother about my son's birth. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Does anybody else have a high pain tolerance because their parents never took their pain seriously and everything was brushed off so easily? Growing up, whenever I used to complain about a body ache or a headache, my mom used to act like it wasn't a big deal. I used to complain about severe tummy aches when I was in primary school. One day I passed out in front of my class because of the pain, and that's when we found out that there was a cyst growing in my ovary from birth. We had to that surgically removed along with my left ovary because it was so huge. Then when I got my periods, I used to complain about severe cramps. But my mom never took it seriously and she told me that it happens to all women, I'm not the only one and I have to stop acting like it was a big deal. I never got pain meds. If this is a rant. But I'm just scared that if I complain when something hurts, it wouldn't be taken seriously, which hurts more tbh. I shattered an ankle when I was 12 and walked around on it till it healed because mom, and my actual doctor, said it was a sprain. 25 years later, a podiatrist I was seeing for an unrelated issue told me the bones are now misshapen and I had needed plates and screws. I don't want to sound mean, but I don't think your mother should be a doctor when she says a shattered ankle is a sprained ankle. Yeah, I was shoved down by a bully and the impact snapped my left clavicle in half. A few other things happened, but that's the major thing. My parents decided, oh hey, his shoulder's hanging down to where his elbow's supposed to be, let's wait 3 days before taking him to the hospital. Edit, bully was supposed to move off base, military child here, but only moved downhill from me. This happened outside of school. I have endometriosis. Passed out from the pain multiple times, days in bed every period, hardly could tell if I took Midol, etc. Mom told me it was normal to have pain on my period. Yeah. Not like that, it isn't. I was in the store with my mother and sister once. I was having horrible period cramps. My mom kept brushing it off. My sister eventually yelled at her and said, she is in pain. We need to leave now. Guess what I found out I had years later? Endometriosis for the win. My primary care doctor looked at some test results back in September and was like, are you feeling any joint soreness or anything? I responded, yeah but. Yeah no. So does everyone. She looked me dead in my eyes and said, no. No, everyone doesn't. Turns out I have rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia. I've been medicated since then, and the fact that my hips and knees don't scream at me every time I stand and my husband can rub my shoulders without me wanting to punch him in the face still feels weird to me. My knees sound like wood creaking when they are bent slowly. And does anyone else here have all joints pop and crack when you bend them? I laughed when I saw your question. I used to get migraines as a child that would be so painful that I would lie in bed, shades drawn and stay perfectly still. She finally took me to the doctor when I temporarily lost my sight at 16 because of one. Turns out I was severely dehydrated. My mother would not let us drink water because it had no nutritional value. We could only drink milk or juice. I haven't had a migraine since my mid-30s, once I started drinking water regularly. So she brushes off your pain all the time, but she gets mad when your aunt takes you to the hospital. She is an absolute piece of shit. Move out when you can. My Sayel is stealing from me and using her baby as an excuse. Hello again, Reddit. I didn't think I'd be back to this throwaway, but here I am. My sister-in-law Jessica, 29F, and her husband, my brother, Liam, 32M, are staying with me, 27F, and my wife, 30F, due to foundation trouble at their own home. Simply put, she's been an absolute nightmare when it comes to taking things that aren't hers and brushing them off because she needs them due to her baby, my nephew Liam Jr., him 3 months. I'll just list the worst of it, but do note this is a very condensed list. 1. She took my expensive hair products made specifically for thick hair because, and I quote, Liam Jr. can't handle strong scents and yours are just gentler on his nose. She used an entire 16-ounce bottle of conditioner in 3 days. 2. I caught her trying to take the food I ordered for everyone into her room after it was delivered. I ordered almost 6 full meals to dish out for the entire house and she was just holding this large paper bag in her room. She told me she was just sorting through it to find her food, but she was sitting down with chopsticks and the door was closed, so I call BS. 3. All of my snacks. My pantry has a shelf labeled specifically for me due to a mild food allergy that has all the snacks that I bought. I keep seeing her walking back and forth past my room with my snacks. If I or my wife try to confront her, she cries that she's breastfeeding and she needs the energy. Then she'll get my brother to chew me out. For the record, we do have a communal snack bin, but she won't touch the snacks in there. 4. She took my gift card stash from my shelf in the kitchen and spent nearly $75 on random BS because she claimed she wanted to make the room more comfortable for Liam Jr. I use those gift cards when I go shopping or as presents for sudden events. She knows this and still took 6 to 8 gift cards out with her. It's been non-stop for the last 3 weeks and I'm so done with her. She's taken my hair ties, my shirts from the laundry, my sleep bonnets, and my lipstick. She even took a bottle of my apple cider gummies, which I know she doesn't like because she's tried them before. I feel like she's doing it just to spite me or to assert herself, but I'm seriously considering kicking her out. Edit, just wanted to clarify that Jessica used my shampoo on herself, not Liam Jr., because the smell was, I guess, irritating him. Edit 2. I'm just going to state the only reason I'm letting these two stay is because of Liam Jr. My brother can't afford housing close to his job, and if I kick him out, Liam Jr.'s housing would be up in the air. His commute is already 45 to 60 minutes each way and none of our relatives are willing to let him live any closer. Secondly, please do not insult my wife in the comments. She was recently promoted and isn't home often, but I assure you she sticks up for me when she's home. She has told me she's willing to let them stay for Liam Jr., but she has shown that she's upset by Jessica's stealing. I'm sorry I didn't say that before. Edit 3/small update. I've been reading through the comments during my work break and I keep seeing the same things being tossed around. Even the comments that were harsh with it are right. Jessica stomped on both mine and my wife's boundaries using her son as a cover, and I'm being spineless by letting her stay. I also have to accept that Liam Jr. is not my responsibility. As much as I love him, I can't let his mom use him against me. I talked with my wife on her phone today and we've decided that we're telling them to start seeking alternative housing. We're also going to get a proper eviction drafted up. We've decided they have until Friday the 17th at the absolute latest. I will update after we've talked. Thank you all for knocking some sense into me. Edit 4/update. We had the talk with them about an hour ago and it went bad fast. My brother was screaming, Jessica was screaming, Liam Jr. was crying because of all the noise, and somehow that's my fault? They yelled for a good 40 minutes about how they had nowhere else to go and they won't be able to stay together if I kick them out. It was hard for me, but my wife helped me with my stress. Some highlights from Jessica's rant include: You can't have a baby, you'll never know how stressed I am. You didn't lose anything super expensive, why are you acting like this? And my personal favorite: If you kick us out, you'll never see me or my son again. Along with a healthy bit of cursing. I told them that my wife and I's decision was final and Jessica locked herself in her room with Liam Jr. My brother tried to apologize, saying that he was just stressed from work and his new baby, and Jessica putting pressure on him, but my wife cut him off and told him to imagine how stressed I'd been when my things went missing. He just kind of slumped in his seat, then went and joined Jessica in the room after I denied his pleas to stay again. I heard them arguing for a bit, but only for around 15 minutes. I got a text from Jessica's mother asking what was happening, but it wasn't hostile, so I don't think she has the full story. I'm debating telling her since she's technically not involved yet. I've gotten 3 or 4 similar messages from numbers I don't recognize, so I think Jessica may have told people my number or posted something. I'll update again if anything else serious happens. Sit her and your enabling brother down and give them one warning. Okay, my stuff, my house, my rules. Take my stuff again and you're all out of here. Argue once, Liam, and you're gone. You want to stay, respect our things. That's the end of this discussion. I had a similar conversation to your suggestion and he told me he'd talk to her. She stopped stealing for maybe 2 days, then was back at it. But I think a final warning is in order. I've just been so hesitant because of Liam Jr. They need to get kicked out. And it has to be before you have to go through a legal, official procedure. In other words, now. And in the meantime, you need to lock everything up. Also, where is your brother in all this? He's been working as many hours as his boss will give him. Their savings were already drained due to a motor accident that killed their car 6 months ago. The house repairs drained a lot of what was left in savings. First of all, why are you letting your brother chew you out? I would have said to him, I am doing you a favor letting you live here. Your wife is stealing from me. Just because she has a child, does not mean she can have everything in the house. You're lucky I haven't pressed charges after the gift card incidents. Don't you dare try to chew me out in my home. You and your wife can GTFO if this continues. So ask yourself, do you like giving into your entitled wife? Or do you like having a roof over your head? Personally, I would kick them out. You have been more than understanding. They are taking advantage of you. Your brother is trying to intimidate you and your SIL knows she can get away with it. Final update, I didn't tell my father and stepmother about my son's birth. Hey, guys. It's been almost 2 months since my last post, so I thought I'd give you one more update. Paula did end up coming back. She returned to my father's place about a week after my previous post. I didn't see either of them in the first few weeks of December, but my sister did. She said that Paula was constantly cold with her, but things seemed normal between her and our father. Neither of them talked about me, my son, or their fight. My sister talked to my father about my son a few times, and Paula never made any comments. The most she did was make a slight joke about my son having an old guy name. His name is Gabriel, so the joke fell flat. The issue came around Christmas time. We usually spend it with my aunt, but since she lives out of state and I wasn't comfortable traveling with my baby, I invited my sister, father, ML, and BIL to my place. My mom and stepdad were out of town to celebrate my son's first Christmas. Paula was invited too, but for some reason she didn't want to come. Instead, she tried to convince my father to travel with her. He refused, and they started fighting again. Eventually, the events surrounding my pregnancy were brought up, and the fights got worse. They officially broke up on December 22nd, right in front of my younger sister. Paula moved in with her mother again. Meanwhile, my relationship with my father has been improving. We're still not perfect, and there are things he said that I can't forgive, but I'm glad I'm giving him this chance. To my surprise, he's also turning out to be a pretty good grandfather. Also, I showed my sister these posts, and she apologized for telling me to apologize to our dad. I was never really mad at her for that. I'm still getting DMs about how not everyone cares about my pregnancy and such. If you think that's what this is about, you haven't read my posts. Even if that was what I had a problem with, I don't understand how it could be entitled of me to expect my father to care. And to address the messages I got about my 4-day hospital stay, thank you for your concern. I was in labor for 22 hours and had a couple minor complications. Both me and my son were fine, but they wanted to keep us under observation for a while longer. I'm pretty sure this is over. Even if it's not, this will be my final update, and I'm not sure I'll reply to comments. I'm done thinking about this. My son will be 3 months old in 10 days. He smiled for the first time today. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Thank you all. Happy 2024. The idiots who keep messaging you to tell you not everyone cares about your pregnancy clearly made a lot of effort to message you about not caring for your pregnancy. To be fair, I haven't logged into my account in more than a month, and the DMs I got were at least 3 weeks old. My sisters joked that they care more about my pregnancy than my father did. The level of not caring is impressive to still keep it up. Even if it was only about them caring about your pregnancy, you're not asking everyone to care about it. You're asking your father to care about your pregnancy. It is not entitled to expect your immediate family to give a shit about major events in your life. Thank you for sharing your story. I enjoyed reading about how your father is, without realizing it, learning a difficult lesson about how he has to improve his behaviors in order to be aligned with his new life goals, having an improved relationship with his adult daughters. He's also learning that he needs a partner that's emotionally mature enough to respect and support that. Congratulations on your new sweet shmoo. I hope for the best for you and your family. The people that keep saying not everyone cares about your pregnancy are just as weird as Paula's attitude. I'll never understand internet trolls. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.